Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cara.fiano and I'm a local realtor here in Asheville, North Carolina with Mackey Realty. Today's video is going to be my December housing market update. And before I jump into this video, I'll say if you hear any construction noise, leaf blowers, things like that in the background, I apologize. There's a lot going on outside right now, but this is the only day I have to film this. I'm headed out of town tomorrow. By the time you're watching this, I'll be out of town for the holidays. So anyways, hope that you enjoy this video. So as always, I'm going to be separating this video into a few different sections, those being price, inventory, mortgage news, local news, and other news. This will probably be a shorter housing market update video than my other ones. I remember the November one was pretty long, so if you guys want some more statistics, definitely go and watch that one as well. There's definitely still some relevant information in there. I'll leave it linked up here. Go and give that one a watch maybe after you finish this one. So let's start out now with price on a national level. According to the Case-Shiller Index, home prices saw an annual gain of 3.9% in September. This is lower than the 4.2% gain we saw in August and the 5% gain we saw in July. So as you can see on a national level, home prices are continuing to increase, just at a slower pace. If you've watched my videos in the past, I'm sure you've heard me say that phrase many different times. Home prices are continuing to increase, just at a slower pace. So I know that some people have mentioned to me they've seen more price decreases, on Zillow or wherever they're following home prices. By the way, Zillow is not a great source. A lot of their information is often incorrect. However, just because you're seeing list prices decline doesn't necessarily mean that sale prices are actually declining. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at that type of data. Let's talk now about price on a local level. In the Asheville region, the average list price is up by 7.5% year over year to $575,000. The average sale price is actually down a tiny bit by 4.2% to $521,000. However, year to date, it is up by 6.7%. So as you can see, home prices actually did increase between January and now. The median sale price for the Asheville region is pretty much flat. It's down 0.5% to $420,000. I know a lot of people have been curious about what's going to happen to home prices post Helene, and ultimately, it's been interesting. I really expected to see more of a reaction in the housing market, but actually it hasn't really changed a whole lot. I've still had some people looking for homes and some people listing their properties, and the listings aren't even necessarily because people are fleeing the area. They're for the typical reasons, because someone wants to be closer to work, or they want to be closer to family, or they want to downsize or upsize, or something like that, all the typical reasons. So we haven't really seen Asheville kind of have a big reaction to the hurricane. Of course, you will have areas like Lake Lure and Chimney Rock, Burnsville, Spruce Pine, those type of areas that got hit very hard, Swannanoa as well, of course. In those areas, we will probably see some lower priced properties going into next year. However, if you're looking in the areas, close to Asheville, Hendersonville, Leicester, west out towards Waynesville, these areas really are maintaining their demand and house prices and everything. So a lot of people that I've spoken to have said that they're planning to stay in the area. I think, honestly, I don't think anyone that I personally know is planning to leave the area. I think I've seen online, there were maybe a couple posts that I saw of people that aren't planning to ultimately live here anymore, but really I don't know anyone that's actually said that in real life. So, this area has really shown a lot of growth over the past few months. It has changed so much. Of course, there's still a lot of work to be done. There's so much debris that still needs to be removed. A lot of people are dealing with, insurance companies and rebuilding roads, rebuilding their homes, things like that. but overall, a lot of people do want to live here and help rebuild the community. So from a real estate perspective, it hasn't really changed. We didn't see a big drop in demand. Of course, in October, we did see a drop in inventory and closed sales, which makes sense given the fact that a lot of people were evacuating and, trying to find their basic necessities. But now 2.5 months later, seems to be kind of at least a little bit better. That was a little bit rambly, but I hope that you guys kind of get the overall point I'm trying to make, which is just that the real estate market hasn't been too impacted by the storm. Let's move on now to inventory. I don't actually have any national statistics, so I'm just going to dive right into local inventory statistics. In the Asheville region, new listings are down by 3.4% year over year. This could partially be due to the storm, but it could also be because interest rates have been on the rise. And typically when interest rates are rising, homeowners are less likely to sell. Overall inventory is up by 19.1% for the Asheville region, which is pretty good. However, it is still below pre-pandemic levels. So over the past couple years, we have been seeing inventory increase and getting closer to those pre-pandemic levels, but we have not seen inventory reach those levels. Month supply of inventory is currently 4. I mentioned in past videos that if this number is below 5, we are still in a seller's market. If it is between 5 and 6, that is a neutral market, and if it is over 6, that is a buyer's market. So we are creeping a little bit closer towards that neutral market, but definitely still well within that seller's market range. Let's jump now into mortgage news. The new conforming loan limits have been increased for 2025 and will be $806,500. This means that if you were to go under contract on a property for $848,900, you could still put down 5% and get a conventional loan. These loan limits have been increasing pretty drastically over the past few years. To give you an idea, loan limits were actually in the 400s back in 2019. So ultimately what this means for you as a potential buyer is that you can get a higher priced property and still get a loan on it. The Fed is expected to drop rates by 25 basis points this December. However, it is expected that this has already been priced into current mortgage rates. Over the past month or so, we've seen interest rates fluctuate, really anywhere from 6.6% on average, pushing up to 7% or 6.9%. Of course, the interest rate that you ultimately end up with has a lot to do with your credit, your type of loan, if you are paying any points to lower that interest rate, and a variety of other factors. Interestingly, even though interest rates have stayed up and haven't really dropped a whole lot, home purchase applications have seen their 5th straight week of increases. Despite overall demand being lower than a year ago, it has been increasing over the past 4 weeks on a national level. Let's jump now into local news. Many of you have probably heard that the North Carolina Arboretum lost a ton of trees. I want to say the figure was like 2,000 trees on their property, so quite a significant amount. So far, about 80 tons of wood from the Arboretum has been processed into firewood and donated to some local churches. Another 80 tons has also been donated to local builders and furniture makers. And roughly 2 tons has been donated to local artists. I think that this is a really great way of making something out of something that ultimately was really destructive and a very sad situation. I think it's great that they are finding a lot of different uses for those downed trees to make that loss a little bit less painful. The last statistic I have to share is that the estimate for roadway repairs is now $5 billion. 1,100 roads have actually reopened. However, 270 still remain closed. This is actually a really good statistic to go with that point that I was making earlier, where a lot of progress has been made, but there's still certainly plenty of work to be done. Well, that is everything for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I did have a lot of different videos that I had planned to make over the past couple months, kind of post-hurricane, that I honestly just have not even had a moment of breathing room to get around to, so thank you for your patience with me. Every month I do want to make sure I get out these housing market update videos for you guys. I don't want to miss a month. I haven't missed one yet, and so my goal is to just at the very least get one of those out every month. But I do plan, of course, to implement more of those vlog style videos and out and about style videos going into 2025. So on that note, I do actually have a video that I filmed, oh geez, I think it was back in like early November. I really meant to have this video out for you guys. I have all the footage and everything. I just haven't even had a chance to edit it, but it's gonna be a fun one. It's the Renaissance Festival in Charlotte. We went there and I filmed the day, so that'll be a fun one. I'm gonna have that one out maybe actually before this video. If it's already out when this video goes live, I'll leave it linked up here. If there's any videos that you guys would like to see next year, definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'll definitely take it into consideration when I'm planning the 2025 videos. That is everything for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you very soon in the next one.